Hello, listeners, and good day. You're now listening to 96.9 OTOG, the home of the voice of Filipinos. Welcome to this new segment where we can get to listen to others' people's thoughts. We can listen to them while we also take time to construct ours. Welcome to VC Talk. Let the visitors talk. So before we actually start, I would like to explain briefly about what we're gonna do here since this is my debut as a broadcaster and the debut of the program The Station. For each session, we have four guests, and all of them will get to share their own insights about a certain topic. They all have the same topic, so it's either they will have the same thought or a conflicting idea with one another. But don't worry because there will be no answers here, or no wrong answers here, rather. Because in the first place, you're speaking on behalf of your opinion. So, without further delay, let's now introduce our guest and start. So, for our first guest, please introduce yourself.
Good day. My name is Averie Joy Gulferic, 16, and I am one of your guests for today.
Okay, hello, Avery. For our second guest, please introduce yourself.
Good day, everyone. My name is Renan Enriquez. My age is 17, and I'm one of your guests tonight.
Oh, I kind of don't find the energy there, but okay. Let's go on to our third guest. Please introduce yourself.
Good day, everyone. My name is Jermagne and I am one of your guests for today, and I can't wait to share my perspective toward things.
Oh, that's the energy. Okay, now I want it. So, for our final guest for today, please introduce yourself.
Good day, everyone. I am Cisallia Sabal, 16 years old, your fifth guest for today. And this is my first guesting, so please bear with me.
Oh, okay, okay. Now that's the hype that I wanted in this podcast. So now that we already know our guest for today, it's also time for us to know the topic that they will be talking about. Now, before this started, I took a quick look at the topic, and it might be very essential, or not might be because it's very essential for us, especially now that we have access to all kinds of media. Do you have any idea about what the topic could be? Anyone? Or do you have any clues about it?
Netiquette.
What? Can I hear it again?
Netiquette.
Oh, okay, okay. So you're right about it. I can't. It's pretty no-brainer question because netiquette is all around us. So when we say netiquette, it's a portmanteau of the words internet and netiquette. It refers to observing proper etiquette as you engage in activities over the internet. Or to say it in other words, it is a code of good behavior while browsing online or on the internet. Now, it's time for a guest to speak. I will give them three pictures that are related to the topic, and each of them will get to share their thoughts of all the pictures that they have seen. So, for the first one, Avery, do you have any idea?
Hmm. The first rule of netiquette says that the virtual world, does not dismiss that you are talking to another human. It includes proper manners for sending email, conversing online, and so on. Much like a traditional etiquette, which provides rules of conduct in social situations. This rule is talking about the human element. Hmm. When we say human element, it is the words, photos, or videos that you take in the real world and the things that you post and are read by the real people. And they all deserve respectful communication, right? So before you press that send or submit button, ask yourself, would I have a problem if someone else had written it? Whenever you communicate online through email, instant messaging, group discussion, or any cyber, online, or internet activity, remember the golden rule. Do not do unto others as you would have others do unto you.
Okay, so that's a very good answer because netiquette is just like traditional etiquette, except the fact that netiquette is for the internet, right? So, um, another quote that I have observed in your statement is that do not or do unto others as you would have others do unto you. So this golden rule pretty much applies to all aspects in our lives, because as humans, we also need to be fair with one another, right? Okay, so that's that answer. I like that. So, moving on to our second guest, would you mind sharing your thoughts with this picture?
Hmm. The virtual world does not dismiss that you are talking to another human. It means that even talking bad to another person in the internet, that doesn't mean you can hurt their feelings. They're human. They can feel pain. We need netiquette because it could be hurtful to someone's reputation if someone says something hurtful about us without the intention of blaming. We should try to acknowledge their mistake in a forgiving manner.
Okay, so when talking with people online, feelings really do affect the way you speak to them, because feelings is one of the biggest factor in the flow of the conversation with another person. So, okay, I also like your answer. Now, for our third guest, what is your idea or opinions about this picture?
The first picture, when communicating electronically, whether through email, instant message, text, discussion, post, or some other method, practice the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Remember, your written words are read by real people. All deserving of respectful communication before you press and send or submit, just think before you click. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So, the same thought as what the first guest has said. So, okay, I can pretty much see right now that the golden rule is pretty much popular, especially nowadays. That, as what I have said earlier, we now have access to all kinds of media. Okay, so moving on to our next guest, what is your ideas or insights about this picture?
As what they all said, we really have to consider the feelings of the person that we are talking to in the virtual world. So should carefully think the things that you want to say or post. For example, you are quarreling with someone and that person has experiencing depression, then you should consider the person's feelings through sending appropriate or comforting message.
Oh, okay. So as what I have also said earlier, feelings play a great role in a certain conversation, because feelings is one of the biggest factor that would determine the flow of the conversation, if it's sad or happy, etc., etc. So before we post or talk to someone, we must be mindful of what are they feeling right now, so that you could prevent any other trouble, right? Okay, so all your answers are pretty much good. It's pleasant to me that you have that kinds of answers. But now it's another picture. So for our first guest, what are your thoughts about this?
Um, the second picture. As for me, um, okay. As for me, checking out myself before going online is very important, especially when I am writing a post about certain things, because we don't want to sound unprofessional online, right? We don't want to be judged based on our content or engagements. So keep these things in mind. Perform spell checking and grammar errors, especially in professional communications. Make sure you did your homework on the subject and chose clear words. Be positive and courteous in your general behavior. The
Okay, so
purpose of Netiquette
oh, sorry,
is to
please
help.
continue.
Okay. The purpose of Netiquette is to help construct and maintain a pleasant, comfortable, and efficient environment for online communication, as well as to avoid placing strain on the system and generating conflict among users. Make sure to make yourself look good online. Be careful with what you share. It is always advisable not to share anything embarrassing, illegal, or inappropriate. Please, People you have not even met may look you up online. Make sure you set a good impression. Always ensure that you write and share is understandable and grammatically error. It makes it hard for others to read your work if it is not communicated properly. Thank you.
Okay, so make sure you set a good impression. That is always correct because if you set a good impression, people would not mislead you as something else because they would think of you as straight, as direct as to what are you portraying. So be straightforward, and so that people would not mislead you. But as what they always say, looks can be deceiving. So it also depends on you on how you would perceive that type of quote. Okay, so for our next guest, would you mind sharing us your thoughts?
In my opinion, in the world of internet, there are some articles or news that is spreading fake news. It can lead to people knowing fake information. The information overload in today's society can be overwhelming. It's important to respect people's time, keeping online communication succinct and to the point that we must expand online communication is the ability to share and retrieve expert knowledge quickly.
Okay, so this pretty much means that uh, we should share knowledge that are worth sharing. So this pretty much speaks for the title itself. Do not share knowledge that may jeopardize others. So when we say jeopardize, it means that like do not share knowledge that may put someone in danger or put someone in a disadvantage. So when we say it like that, make sure to prevent spreading information that are fake or not factual so that it would be not spread to one another and it would eventually lead to a communication breakdown wherein it is a failure to uh, convey facts or factual information. And when we say that it is a failure to convey factual information, it also means that wrong information has been conveyed to one another. So that's pretty much a bad thing. Okay, so for our next guest, what is your thoughts about this?
The internet offers its user many benefits. One is the ease in which information can be shared or accessed, and in fact, this information sharing capability is one of the reasons in the internet. Vast resources and reference about your subject matter. Expand your knowledge about a subject that might interest and share that as well.
Okay, so basing from your answer, the internet offers its users many countless benefits. But when sharing information, sometimes it's also preferable to put references and resources so that when people would think that you are saying the wrong idea or opinion, though it's an opinion, many people would have different opinions than others. But when you say about uh, facts or informations that are factual, uh, it's better to leave references and sources so that they could check it for themselves. Okay, so that's a pretty good answer. Now to our next guest. What are your thoughts about this?
For me, the picture says that knowledge is very important and we could share it to others who is clueless about something. When sharing your knowledge, we have to give a proper information so that the person who is um asking will not get hurt or get into trouble. For example, a Tagalog boy asks you what is I love you in our dialect, then we should answer the question correctly instead of giving a wrong or naughty answers.
Oh, okay, so basing from your example, uh, it's more like prevention of communication breakdown because as what you have said, when a certain person asks about the meaning of I love you, or uh, asks about the term I love you in a different dialect that you speak, when you say it or when you answer it with a different answer, or you are just goofing around it, then it would basically result to communication breakdown, which is the failure to communicate properly. So what we should do here is that we must be straightforward with when it comes to information, because information is very important and it also changes the pace of our human lives. Okay, so I also like your answers for the second picture. Now we're down to the last picture. So our first guest, would you mind sharing your insights about this picture?
Nobody is perfect. Forgive each other. Having the power to control the things that people see about you is great. As what a popular quote says that with great power comes with great responsibilities. You might not possess the powers of Spider-Man, but being extremely tech savvy these days gives you a great leverage. If that's you, make sure you're not abusing your power to hurt others. As we all know, Netiquette is defined as a set of rules for acceptable online behavior. Similarly, online ethics focuses on the acceptable use of online resources in an online social environment. Though, shall not hack your friends, for instance, if you are an online administrator or facilitator for an online environment, make sure you do not abuse the power or the privilege of access that your position may give you. That's all. Thank you.
So from the quote of the movie Spider-Man, with great powers comes with great responsibility. So basing or connecting it to the last title of the photo, nobody is perfect and forgive each other. So when we connect it to this quote, for example, a power is a debt that is accredited to you because someone made a mistake, and and it results, or it depends on the situation, but mostly people would use it as a blackmailing device so that they would set an advantage to the person, and they would control him or her, and to they would control him or her and make him or her do things that which isn't really his or her control. So basically, when we talk about that, it means that if you if if someone commits a mistake to you, or if someone commits a mistake, be sure to forgive them because nobody is perfect, right? And with great responsibility comes great powers also. Also, we can interchange that in a way that with great responsibility, meaning you have you have responsibility that you must forgive everyone, you must forgive anyone, you must share knowledge that are only worth sharing. With that is already a responsibility, and also that is a great power. So okay, for our next guest, would you mind sharing us your answers about this?
Nobody is perfect. Forgive each other. We humans are not a perfect being. We intend to have a mistake a lot, so we must remember the human communicating online is that they easily forget that they are communicating with the real people. The information.
Oh, it seems that you are kind of lost. Your signal is slow, I think. Or is it lag? Hmm. What seems to be the problem? Okay, so you sent me your answer. It's I think it's better that I would read it in behalf of Renan's situation right now. So I would repeat it. Nobody is perfect. Forgive each other. We humans are not a perfect being. We intend to have mistakes a lot, so we must remember the human communicating online is that they easily forget they are communicating with real people. The information overload in today's society can be overwhelming. It's important to respect people's time, keeping your online communication succinct and to the point. So it is a pretty big issue right now that a lot of people are talking trash with each other. They are doing flame wars with each other for a very long time. So it's pretty much a tradition, but it's really not because it's an act of wickedness, right? So since all humans make mistake, since all humans make mistakes, we must forgive them because someday and sometime we would also make mistakes, and there would be also people who would forgive us, and there would be also people that won't forgive us. So it's better to stay positive, stay neutral if you want, but for me I would stay positive and forgive those who are mistaken. Okay, so for our next guest, would you mind sharing us your thoughts about this?
And the last picture of the screen, not everyone has the same amount of experience. Working in the virtual world at some point, you will see a stupid question read and unnecessary and unnecessarily really long respond on or encounter misspelled word. When this happens, practice kindness and forgiveness as you would hope someone would do if you had committed the same offense. If you feel compelled to respond to a mistake, do so in a private email rather than a public forum.
Okay,
That's all.
so in these times or nowadays, when we tend to make mistakes, many people would laugh at us or not compensating or because we are the one who should be compensating. But when we make mistakes, uh, people should also forgive us. And basing from your answer, when we tend uh, to spell a word wrong, when we tend to make mistakes such as a grammatical error, people who are experts in this field should uh, should also do their part because knowledge is transferable, and it's also not a thing that you must protect or you must be selfish with, rather. So knowledge is also divine and sacred for some people, but I think that knowledge regarding especially those kinds of aspects such as grammatical things and spelling, we should also teach people who are wrong about that field. Okay, so down to our last guest, I would like to listen to your answer.
Um, as what I can tell about the picture, we all know that nobody is perfect, and we're not God. We're just humans who commit mistakes every day. Same as the virtual world. We have to open our minds to every people's mistakes. For example, someone accused you wrongly, then that person doesn't know the truth, and he or she apologize and ask for your forgiveness, then you should forgive that person instead of minding your pride. By that, we could maintain the peacefulness of the virtual world.
Okay, so this is pretty much straightforward. I'm just gonna repeat what you have said. You should forgive the person instead of minding your pride. By this rule, we could maintain the peacefulness of the virtual world. So, wow, your answers are so pleasant to me. It makes my ear, uh, like it makes my ear bleed of uh, hearing such magical and wonderful words. So that's pretty much it. I hope you have enjoyed our small podcast, listeners. By the next session, we would also have different topics and also have different guests. So thank you for listening, and always remember the guidelines on this pandemic. Stay at home, wear masks when doing so, and don't go out if you have something that is not really important. Just go out if it's an important thing. And also, don't forget to clean yourself, sanitize your hands, your body, and also drink and take vitamins. Uh, our guest, do you have anything to add regarding the guidelines of this virus so that it would help people?
Stay at home.
Stay at home. Do you have any other clues or ideas?
Keep
Drink
safe,
your
everyone.
water.
Can I hear it again?
Drink your water and stay at home.
Okay, drink your water and stay at home. How about the other one? I heard an overlapping voice earlier.
Keep safe, everyone.
Okay, keep safe, everyone. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I repeat, I hope you have enjoyed our small podcast. So, bye, everyone, and I hope you have enjoyed this small segment.